Surrendering your worries is a profound concept that goes beyond just letting go of stress and anxiety. It involves a deep, intentional act of faith and trust in something greater than ourselves. In our modern world, we often find ourselves burdened with a multitude of concerns, from daily responsibilities and relationships to future uncertainties and health issues. The weight of these worries can accumulate, creating a sense of overwhelming pressure that affects both our mental and physical well-being. However, the act of surrendering our worries to God can provide us with a remarkable sense of relief and clarity. To surrender your worries means to recognize that you are not in control of every aspect of your life. This realization can be both humbling and liberating. It invites you to confront the illusion of control that we often cling to. We tend to believe that if we just plan meticulously or manage our time perfectly, we can avoid problems and secure an ideal future. But life is inherently unpredictable, and no amount of planning can shield us from unexpected challenges or setbacks. Embracing this truth allows us to release the need for control and to accept that not everything is ours to manage. This act of surrender can often feel like a daunting challenge. Many of us have been conditioned to believe that we should handle our problems independently and that asking for help is a sign of weakness. However, true strength lies in vulnerability and transparency. By admitting that we need assistance, particularly from a higher power, we open ourselves up to receiving guidance and support. When we take this leap of faith, we begin to understand that surrendering our worries is not an indication of failure. Rather, it is an expression of trust in God's infinite wisdom and love. Surrendering your worries to God also involves active participation. It's not merely a passive act of letting go, but a conscious decision to place your burdens in His hands. This is where prayer comes into play. Prayer provides a direct line of communication with God, allowing us to express our fears, doubts, and concerns. It serves as a reminder that we are not alone. God is right there, ready to listen and provide comfort. When we pray about our worries, we acknowledge their presence, but we also invite divine intervention. Moreover, the process of surrendering our worries can be transformative. When we shift our focus from the problem at hand to the presence of God in our lives, we start to see things from a different perspective. The overwhelming nature of our worries can begin to diminish as we fill our minds and hearts with faith, hope, and gratitude. Instead of dwelling on what might go wrong, we can remind ourselves of the countless times God has seen us through tough situations in the past. These memories become anchors in our faith, grounding us in the knowledge that we have overcome before and will do so again. It's essential to recognize that surrender is not a one-time act. It is an ongoing practice. Life is filled with new challenges and uncertainties, and as we grow and evolve, new worries will inevitably arise. Therefore, cultivating a habit of regularly surrendering our concerns to God can create a profound sense of peace in our lives. This practice can become a cornerstone of our spiritual journey. Developing a routine of prayer or mindfulness can help reinforce this sense of surrender, allowing us to continuously connect with God and relinquish our worries as they surface. Additionally, surrendering our worries doesn't mean we abandon all responsibility or cease to make efforts in our lives. It is essential to strike a balance between faith and action. While we trust in God's plan, we are still called to take meaningful steps in our lives. When we surrender our worries, we can approach our responsibilities with a lighter heart, knowing that we are not shouldering the burden alone. This balance allows us to remain proactive while firmly rooted in faith, enabling us to navigate life's challenges with grace and resilience. As we learn to surrender, we often find ourselves more open to the lessons that life has to offer. When we release our grip on fear and anxiety, we create space for growth and understanding. Life becomes a series of experiences that shape and refine us, rather than a series of burdens that weigh us down. We become more adaptable, recognizing that change is a natural part of life, and instead of resisting it, we learn to embrace it with faith. There is a profound sense of relief and freedom that comes with surrendering our worries to God. When we stop trying to control every outcome and instead trust in God's plan, we can find joy in the present moment. We are less likely to be consumed by fears of what may or may not happen in the future. This perspective allows us to fully engage in our lives, cherish our relationships, and enjoy the beauty of each day, regardless of the uncertainties that lie ahead. In community, this act of surrender can also serve as an inspiration to others. When we share our journey of giving our worries to God, we empower those around us to do the same. Our stories of faith and resilience can encourage others to embrace their struggles with courage and grace. We become vessels of hope, reminding others that they too can find peace amid chaos. In conclusion, surrendering our worries is a powerful act of faith that transforms our perspective on life. It allows us to release the burden of control, connect deeply with God, and approach our challenges with a sense of peace. By embracing the practice of surrender, we can shift our focus from our fears to faith, allowing us to thrive in the present moment. This journey encourages not only personal growth, but also strengthens our sense of community as we inspire others to embark on their own paths of surrender and faith. In a world filled with chaos and uncertainty, surrendering to a higher power offers us the reassurance we need to navigate our lives with hope, courage, and joy. Faith is often described as a profound trust that transcends our immediate circumstances and the uncertainties of life. It is an ongoing journey of believing in something greater than ourselves, a divine force that guides, protects, and inspires us even when we feel lost or overwhelmed. The power of faith lies not only in its ability to provide hope, but also in its capacity to transform our outlook and our lives. When we talk about faith, we often envision moments of clarity and inspiration, those instances when everything seems to align and our purpose feels crystal clear. However, faith can also flourish in times of darkness and doubt. It is in those moments when our fears loom large and our worries threaten to consume us that faith becomes a lifeline. It is an anchor that steadies us against the fierce winds of anxiety and uncertainty. Rather than allowing ourselves to be dictated by the uncertainties of life, we can choose to ground ourselves in faith. One of the most compelling aspects of faith is its ability to provide a sense of purpose. When we place our trust in a higher power, we open ourselves up to a narrative that extends beyond our individual experiences. This belief fosters a sense of belonging to something larger than ourselves. It encourages us to live with intention, knowing that our actions, no matter how small, contribute to a greater good. By recognizing that our lives have meaning, we can navigate challenges with a renewed sense of hope, understanding that we are part of a divine plan. Faith also invites us to confront and reflect upon our fears. Fear, while a natural and often protective response, can also serve to limit us. It can deter us from pursuing our dreams, prompt us to avoid challenges, and create barriers that isolate us from others. In contrast, faith invites us to acknowledge our fears and face them head on. It provides the courage needed to step out of our comfort zones, push through challenges, and embrace the unknown. The journey of faith is rarely linear. It can be filled with peaks of confidence and valleys of uncertainty. It can be tempting to feel discouraged during these low moments, wondering whether our faith is strong enough. However, it is essential to understand that faith does not require perfection. It is not about having every aspect of our lives under control or about knowing every answer to every question. Instead, it is about striving to trust amidst ambiguity, about moving forward even when clarity is lacking. Moreover, cultivating faith can significantly enhance our resilience. When we face adversity with a faith-filled mindset, we are less likely to succumb to despair. Instead of viewing obstacles as insurmountable barriers, we begin to see them as opportunities for growth and development. This shift in perspective empowers us to adapt, learn, and evolve in the face of hardships. By choosing faith over fear, we acknowledge that challenges are transient and that our ability to respond to them is where our strength lies. Faith also fosters community. When we share our beliefs and our struggles within a community of like-minded individuals, we create an environment of support and encouragement. This communal aspect of faith is invaluable. It reminds us that we are not alone in our journeys. We gain strength from each other's stories, share in collective prayers, and create a network that uplifts us in times of need. The relationships built within a faith community can reinforce our own beliefs, enhance our spiritual growth, and provide practical support when we are feeling overwhelmed. In a world that can often feel chaotic and unpredictable, faith offers a sense of stability. It encourages us to trust that despite the storms we may face, there is a guiding presence that comforts us and illuminates our path. Even in silence or darkness, faith assures us that we are not abandoned. Rather, we are held and cherished. This reassurance allows us to cultivate a sense of inner peace, even amidst external chaos. Furthermore, faith empowers us to navigate our moral and ethical decisions. It provides a framework through which we can interpret our experiences and understand our values. When we approach our choices with faith, we are more inclined to seek wisdom and guidance. This can lead to decisions that reflect our core beliefs and aspirations rather than being driven by fear or immediate gratification. To truly embody faith over fear involves a conscious practice. It requires self-reflection, a willingness to confront our doubts, and an active commitment to nurture our spiritual lives. Building our faith is akin to building a muscle. It takes consistency, intention, and dedication. Engaging in practices such as prayer, meditation, or studying sacred texts can deepen our connection to our beliefs and enhance our understanding of faith. It is also essential to remember that faith flourishes in gratitude. Focusing on the blessings in our lives, no matter how small, shifts our attention from scarcity to abundance. When we express gratitude, we remind ourselves of the goodness that exists even in challenging times. This perspective nurtures faith and helps quell fears by fostering a mindset of hope and possibility. As we embrace the journey of faith, we begin to cultivate an enduring spirit that empowers us to face life's uncertainties with confidence. We learn to trust that we will be supported, guided, and provided for as we navigate the ups and downs of our lives. We become courageous champions of our own stories, equipped not just to endure but to thrive amidst challenges. In conclusion, choosing faith over fear is a powerful decision that can transform our lives. It's an ongoing journey marked by trust, purpose, and the courage to confront our fears. Faith acts as both a refuge and a source of strength, guiding us through uncertainties and challenges. When we place our trust in something greater than ourselves, we find hope, meaning, and the unique ability to rise above the fears that threaten to overwhelm us. As we embrace this transformative power of faith, we unlock our potential and step boldly into the life we are meant to lead. Anxiety is a common human experience, often triggered by the uncertainty of the future or by unresolved issues from the past. For many, it can feel overwhelming and constraining, making it challenging to live fully in the present moment. However, one of the most powerful tools we have at our disposal is the ability to cultivate mindfulness, which encourages us to focus on the here and now rather than being trapped by worries that arise from what has happened or what may happen. Living in the present is not merely about mindfulness practices or breathing exercises. It is a fundamental shift in our mindset. It's about consciously choosing to engage with the moment we are currently in. Think for a moment about how much of our time is consumed by thoughts of the future. We worry about what tomorrow holds for our careers, our relationships, our health, and our finances. This apprehension can rob us of the joy that resides in everyday experiences. Even small moments like sharing a meal with family, witnessing a beautiful sunset, or enjoying a good book can be overlooked if our minds are preoccupied with concerns. When we focus on the present, we invite tranquility into our lives. This does not mean ignoring responsibilities or dismissing the need for planning. Rather, it means being aware of our worries without letting them dominate our thoughts. It's about finding a balance. The act of being present allows us to experience life more fully. We can savor our achievements instead of worrying about future failures, and we can nurture our relationships rather than taking them for granted. By grounding ourselves in the moment, we can respond to life's challenges with a clearer mind and a more resilient spirit. The practice of mindfulness also encourages us to acknowledge our thoughts and feelings without judgment when a worry arises. Rather than pushing it away or becoming consumed by it, we can observe it, recognizing that a thought is just that. A thought can diminish its power over us. We can remind ourselves that our emotions and thoughts do not define us. This creates space for grace and perspective. Furthermore, seeking solace in our faith can provide a profound anchor in the present. Many religious teachings encourage believers to trust in a higher plan and to submit their anxieties to God. This isn't about passively waiting for solutions to appear. It's about doing our part and then relinquishing control, letting divine wisdom prevail. By allowing ourselves to trust that God has a purpose and a plan, we can free ourselves of the burden of excessive worrying. Consider the significance of prayer in this context. Prayer isn't merely a request, it's an act of communication with God, an invitation to express our fears and seek guidance. In faith, prayer empowers us to confront our anxieties, asking for strength and clarity. By committing our worries to God's care, we can marvel at the peace that often follows. With each prayer, we can remind ourselves that we are supported, loved, and guided every step of the way. In addition to the spiritual aspect, living in the present involves harnessing the power of gratitude. When we cultivate an attitude of gratitude, we shift our focus from what we lack or fear to what we already have. Gratitude enables us to appreciate the little joys of life, helping us engage more earnestly in the moment. By counting our blessings, whether it's the warmth of the sun, a smile from a stranger, or a comforting cup of tea, train our minds to center on positivity rather than potential pitfalls. Moreover, our physical environment can play a crucial role in how present we are. In an age of constant connectivity, distractions abound. Social media, notifications, and information overload can fragment our attention, pulling us away from the present. By consciously limiting distractions and designating times to unplug, we can reconnect with ourselves and those around us. Creating a clutter-free space, whether at home or in our minds, can foster clarity and enhance our ability to be fully present. Engaging with nature is another enriching way to anchor ourselves in the now. Nature has a remarkable ability to ground us. A walk in the park or a moment spent in the garden reconnects us with the world. Taking time to notice the colors, scents, and sounds of nature returns us to our senses, helping us disengage from anxious thoughts. Additionally, practicing mindfulness through activities like meditation or yoga allows us to cultivate inward awareness. These practices teach us how to observe our thoughts and feelings without becoming entangled in them. They promote relaxation and create space for reflections that can illuminate the path forward without the interference of fear or anxiety. Ultimately, living in the present is about embracing the reality of where we are right now, in this moment. It means recognizing that the past has shaped us and the future holds potential, yet neither should overshadow the beauty of the present. Each moment is rich with opportunities for growth and connection. When we choose to engage in the present, we allow ourselves to experience life's depths, fostering relationships, pursuing passions, and finding joy in day-to-day realities. As we strive to incorporate this practice into our daily lives, we may find ourselves more at peace, more connected to others, and better prepared to face whatever challenges come our way. It's a journey that takes time and patience, but the rewards peace, fulfillment, clarity are well worth the effort. In doing so, we can truly live out the principle of faith over fear, knowing that in the present moment, we are exactly where we need to be. Engaging in prayer is one of the most powerful techniques we have for connecting with the divine and fostering inner peace. It's a way of opening communication with God, a channel through which we can express our deepest concerns, hopes, and desires. In our hectic lives filled with uncertainties, prayer provides a sanctuary, moment of stillness where we can pause, breathe, and realign ourselves with our faith. When we approach prayer with a spirit of thankfulness, we not only ask for strength and guidance, but also acknowledge the goodness we have already experienced in our lives. Thanksgiving in prayer is about creating a posture of gratitude, which plays a vital role in shifting our mindset from one of worry to one of trust. When we express gratitude, we direct our attention away from what is lacking in our lives and toward the abundance that surrounds us. This simple yet profound act helps us realize that despite the challenges we face, we are part of a larger narrative filled with blessing. Biblical teachings encourage us to be thankful in all situations, as exemplified in 1 Thessalonians 5:18, which says, "Give thanks in all circumstances, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus for you." This perspective not only helps us recognize the positives amid difficulties, but also fosters resilience. Moreover, integrating thanksgiving into prayer cultivates an attitude of humility. When we approach God with thankfulness, we acknowledge that we are not the sole authors of our lives. Rather, we recognize the contributions and guidance of a higher power. This acknowledgement fosters a sense of dependence on God, reminding us that it is He who equips us with the tools needed to navigate our challenges. In doing so, we develop a deeper faith that reassures us we are not alone in our struggles. In conclusion, incorporating thanksgiving into prayer enriches our spiritual journey by fostering a profound sense of gratitude and connection with the divine. This practice not only shifts our focus from what we lack to appreciating the abundance in our lives, but also cultivates resilience and emotional well-being. By consistently expressing thanks during our prayers, we nurture our relationship with God, deepen our sense of community, and empower ourselves to face life's challenges with grace. Ultimately, this intertwining of gratitude and faith transforms our outlook, allowing us to navigate the complexities of life with hope and positivity, and reminding us of the beauty and grace that exists even amidst adversity. Embracing thanksgiving in our prayers encourages us to live with a grateful heart, which can profoundly impact both our spiritual lives and our interactions with the world around us.